That's not quite as much lava. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to... See, this pit has more lava, but there's less space for the thing to spawn. But we can sort of set ourselves up such that if he jumps out, there's more places for him to land. And I guess I can show you this. Whenever rope touches lava, it burns. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. What was I gonna say? So yeah, like about how the Pokemon get grouped up, I guess. Basically, I like variety. It's fun. That's the whole reason I made this deck builder in the first place. Because like, what Pokemon cards do you want to use? And the answer is yes. Even if they're all terrible. I like to see what I get and see what I can swing with it. But basically, how the Pokemon get split up. It kind of depends on how many spares you have, which I've started keeping spares now since I have someone to play the card game with. That was the whole reason I got into this in the first place. Like, I'm sure I mentioned in some other series at some point that my sister is what got me back into this. We're actually playing the game together now, and that's fun. But like, oh man, why straight up? Why? Sorry, losing my train of thought, waiting for this Magma Man. But like, since I'm including my main collection in the thing, and I only generally have one of each Pokemon card there, a lot of my main and side sets are going to be coming from like mixed categories. Like, if you've got one Charmander from a set, and a Charmeleon for it to evolve into, and a Charizard for that to evolve into, that's like a 3, which is not big enough for a main set. But if you have like a mixed set of Charmanders, like 4 Charmanders from separate sets, 3 other Charmeleons from to evolve into, and 2 Charizards from separate sets, that's a main you can put together. So part of my trial getting through this whole thing is like figuring out which sets are large enough to qualify for what. It's just a lot of math and consideration. Alright, it's looking like we're not getting a Magma Man this time. No, Ghost. No! I just wanted to die to fire! Man, I cannot believe how atrocious our luck has been with getting these Magma Men. It seems like they're always there when you don't want them to be. Ah, boy. Oh, wow, would you look at this mess. Okay, well, I guess we're using a rope then. I'm gonna jump over this thing. Oh, wow. I really thought it would land on that guy instead of bumping into him. Okay. We still haven't found another psychic level, my goodness. What a hog. But yeah, that's how the Pokemon break down into their things. Like, any evolving Pokemon can become a main or a side, just based on how many of them there are. Because, like, the minimum size for a main is 7, and that's like 4 of one basic Pokemon that evolves into one thing. So that's 4 of its basic and 3 of its evolution. And whenever it pairs down into, like, a side... Oopsies, that's not what I meant to do. Whenever it pairs down into a side, it's a, it just takes one off of each of them. It's like a 7 pairs down to a 5 by subtracting 1 evolution and 1 base. And the 9s pair down to 6s in this similar fashion. And the only other way you get, like, the categories of things like 4 and such is if all you've got spares, or like things that don't evolve but you get 4 of them. Like, say, if you had a mix of Celebes, if you had 4 different Celebes you could combine into a smaller category, you would get 4 of those. But a non-evolving Pokemon can never really become a main or a side. Unless you've got, like, super special circumstances. Like, I have a couple of sets I made out of cast forms, which can turn into each other through their powers. They've got, like, this Pokepower called Temperamental Weather, where you can search your deck for another cast form and switch it with your existing cast form, and, like, the stats will stay the same, like, the amount of damage, the energy attached, whatever, and so forth. But I have a bunch of those, so you can, like, combine them, and there's enough of them that they can be a main all on their own. And you can combine them in various fashions too, because like there's the regular normal cast form, and there's like fire cast form, and there's 2 water cast forms because the game doesn't distinguish between water and ice. But you could have a set that features all 4, or you could like put fire with normal to keep the elements similar along with the water ones. Hey there, Tomb Lord, how's it going? I guess we're gonna be hanging out with you while we wait for a Magma Man here, huh? At least we've got like the maximum time and plenty of space for it to spawn. Would it be... I don't think... Well, no, I might be able to if I stand right here. Put a bomb here. I'm trying to expand the surface of the lava. Yeah, that's more lava. And I can put one here, too. And that gives us even more lava. And there's lava down there, too. Oh, flip hang. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I gave my way less lava. How did that break so much terrain? I guess I just miscalculated. Whoopsies. Oh, well, we've got a lot of lava tiles on the screen. Let's see if we can get a guy spawning. While I continue to blather on about things you surely don't care about. Let's see. Yeah, there's like, I talked a whole bunch about the Pokemon and their categories, but I didn't really talk about how they're split up, basically. Because, well, the mains and sides have their own list, and they generally determine which elements you're going to get. Usually there's only one element associated with a Pokemon, and that works out just fine. But on rare occasions, cards will have more than one element, and sometimes you'll have Pokemon that evolve into other Pokemon that use different elements. Like, Seedot is almost invariably a grass type and often uses grass energy, but it also evolves into Nuzleaf and Shiftry, which are dark types and often require dark energy. And this was further complicated by these, like, sets from Gen 3 called Delta Species, where they decided to go ham and just make Pokemon that were alternate types, like, so you've got, like, electric Charmanders and things like that. And I was like, I can't just have every Pokemon randomly evolving into other things. Is there a reason we're not getting a lot of Magma Men here? Is it you? Knock it off over there, guy. He might be clogging up the detritus with his flies. But anyway, I decided I would divide them up based on, like, the type of elements they use, as opposed to just the types themselves. Like, sometimes you'll have a fire card that doesn't use fire energy, it just uses, like, colorless, and colorless can be filled by any energy type. So those are treated separately from cards that use fire. And I have set up, there's a big complicated thing today that puts all the Pokemon that use fire on the same list, and whenever it's pulling their evolutions, it looks for that element, or something that evolves from them that uses that same element, to avoid crossovers like Seedot using a Nuzleaf that uses dark when it needs grass. Ghost, you're really cramping my style, dude. I really wanted a Magma Man. I thought we would get one here, but no. The game is really not cooperating. All this waiting around, and not finding psychic levels, and not finding Magma Men. It's like, why? Why, game? Why can't you just... I mean, well, you didn't have to grind me to dust, but I guess that is one possible solution. Well, so yeah, there's like a grass list that would have grass Seedot, and a dark list that would have Seedots evolving into things that require dark. And although Seedot generally does not require darkness itself, there are Seedots that, like I mentioned, that they would be like grass cards that don't use grass energy, they just only require colorless. So on the dark list, you would want to include those Seedots. Oh, a pot broke and a spider escaped. Wild. It's actually kind of ridiculous seeing spiders in the ice cave, especially since they can navigate it with remarkable ease. Ow. I think I've said about all I can about my silly deck building project. So I guess we're out of talking points. I should go talk about Pt.X4 again. That was what got me thinking about it in the first place, because... Wow, that was a real clean throw, guy. I gotta give you that one. Yeah, I'd been making Pokemon cards with an online maker for Pt.X4, and I finally finished that project. It was originally there were like 176 unique monsters in the game. Then it was 177 when I decided to add a tutorial fight, and then I got an idea for some post-game battle sets that involve like little PC programs that affect the game. Like you'll be fighting these guys, but there will also be this program either hindering you or helping the opposition to complicate things. And there were like 14 of those, I want to say, because these battle programs, they are based on like the trainer kits that were released, or the trainer kits and battle decks that were released during the base set, because Pokemon 101 was based on the base set trading cards in the first place. So I was like, okay, we'll include these. There's like Overgrowth that's based around Bulbasaur and Ivysaur, and there's Brushfire, and that one was based around Charmeleon and whatnot. They don't actually use like the starter evolutions for whatever reason, but there are some rare cards included in those packages. But anyway, they also had trainer cards listed in them, and I was like, maybe I can employ the trainer cards in such a fashion that they become a factor in the battle too. Thank you for not killing me, Aerocrop. I mean, you wouldn't have. Oh, there's one! There he is! Oh, goodness, gotta get him, gotta get him! Yes! That full body tackle. Oh, that was perfect. That was awesome. Okay, now I just need that psychic level. At least that's like an active thing. It's just standing around waiting. Oh, goodness. That perfectly placed arrow trap, too. That was grand. That was grand. Anyway. Yeah, that bumps the enemy count up to like 192. But I finally got all those cards made. So many cards. And now I just need to like fact check them because things changed a little bit. Like, I haven't really reconciled how they work with like the moves in game and stuff. Like how the moves play out in PH1. It is based on the cards, it's just not one-to-one because RPG Maker's default battle system can't really handle all those functionalities. I had to like take some creative liberties with them basically. And I just need to make sure that what I put on the cards matches what I put in the game, especially since some of my interpretation changed. Because, like, it used to be... Well, that was stupid. It used to be that I just ignored any penalties, because the only real way you could do them was, like, just increase the MP cost. That's the only way you can penalize the player for using a move in RPG Maker. Oh god, why did I do this? We're dying a lot of stupid ways that aren't the intended ways. Not that it matters, we haven't found the psychic energy yet. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. I don't even know if this is going to be like a separate death or not. Yeti, please move. The aliens are coming. Oh, he's just standing there. What a dick. Alright, you know what? Fine. Just run right past him. He won't throw you in a one-tile passage. But yeah, further complicating, well, hold on a second. First of all, let me just explain. Because like I said, I was ignoring other penalties and not really considering them whenever I first made PH1, and I was like, you know what, I can probably incorporate these if I try, and it's actually kind of more appropriate if I do. Like, self-destruct is a good example. That one, whenever like a Magneton uses it, it hits your entire bench and their entire bench, and kills the Magneton by doing 80 damage to it, and I just ignored all of that aspect of it. Because there was no way to recreate the HP damage that would be involved. But I was like, well, you know, I can just factor this into the power points required to use the move. So instead of being like a move that costs 19 based on its energy costs on the card, it now gains 2 power points for every potential benched Pokemon, which the most you can have is 5, so that's 10 right there. Plus another 8 for the 80 damage it deals to itself. And so that move now costs 19 plus 18, which is like 37 or something? Is that it? I can't remember exactly. It might not be quite that. But yeah, that information goes on the card in the game, so you can see how it was calculated. And there are also like upgrade moves that the mini bosses know. Those have different descriptions and energy costs and things. And it's just a lot to reconcile. I want to make sure the game is balanced, and that involves more than just what I've done in creating the cards. Ugh. You tried, Yeti, you tried. I might be screwed anyway. I'm not sure where I am in this place. We need to get, like, over this block. Almost dead, at least. It'll be nice and easy once we find the alien, if we find the alien. Oh, we've already passed. Alright, is there any other way I even need to die here? Let me just pause and scroll at my thing here. I can't. Where's my... Okay. Let me just see here. This was a bat, probably. These were all jungle monsters, and we died to a lot of them. There was, like, piranha and undead piranha. There was vampire, and, the giant piranha, and the Jiangshi. Yeah, that should be all of those. We died to the UFO. We died to the Yeti King. We died to an alien. We died to an alien boss. This might be the laser? I don't know. We're trying to find that out. We died to Magma Man. We died to Hawkman. Unless him throwing us against the wall doesn't count. That might be a thing. We'll have to check. And actually, yeah, we'll try that this time, because we're in a temple. Let's see. Let's see if we can just die by bumping into a Hawkman. Oh, I mean, that wasn't quite what I had in mind. Because he still threw me, you see. He still threw me. I don't know, I'm going for this right now. But yeah, it looks like our death quest is almost done. Wow, how exciting. We don't need to die for too much longer. Isn't that great? Oh, he still just throws you. Well, I guess we need to get him into like a one-tile passage or something. Will he still throw me if he's like, if he wakes up like this? He might. Oh, but I can use this to create a one-tile passage. Here, hold on. Push this here. Come back, guy. Hold on. Just hold on. It's a slightly complicated process we've got here. Yeah, we just set the guy up here. Not you. And now if I sit here... Yeah, see, he bumped me without throwing me. That should definitely count as a Hawkman death. Definitive Hawkman death. Done. Can we find the laser, please? Unless the alien laser already counted, like the one they fire from the little UFOs. That might just count as being killed by a UFO, though. Ooh. It's not possible to sacrifice yourself, in case you were curious about that. It's possible in, like, the new ones. Like, that was something they added in Spelunky HD, I'm pretty sure. But you can't sacrifice yourself here. Like, there are very limited circumstances under which you can get stunned, or stun yourself near enough to an altar that you would be there long enough to explode.